Hi there, I'm Janet Fritz. Welcome to my channel, Galaxy Girl Creations. We're going to get started today with a stamp set from Santoro's Gorjuss collection. This is from their new postal line, and this little girl's called Piracy. I colored her using my Prismacolor watercolor pencils and a Prima water brush, and you can see there that I've creased the card base using the back of my fingernails. I do that quite often. I'm a little bit lazy about getting out a bone folder, so I just find the back of my fingernails works perfectly for it. I've pulled out some Versacolor ink in a light purple, and I've decided that I'm going to back my papers in this purple cardstock. Since I'm using a 6x6 paper pad, the paper doesn't go quite far enough to the edge vertically for my liking, and so I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a border around with the purple cardstock. And that feather paper is so beautiful. It is from the Chamel Little by Little line, and I absolutely adore it, and the purple in it matched just perfectly and gave it just enough color to add some visual interest and make that little girl pop. I really like how the different colored feathers contrast with the purple, and as I put this purple polka dotted piece down, you'll notice it's much narrower, and I've set it up so that this seam is covered mostly by the stamped image body, and her left hand leg will cover the seam there. I thought it gives a little bit of contrast and visual interest and made the little girl pop even more. Now I'm popping her up on foam dimensional tape, and you can see that I've stamped her on the back side of my paper as well. My stamped image didn't come out properly. I do have a MISTI, and unfortunately I had wiggled the paper around a little bit so the image wasn't clear when I re-stamped it. So I just flipped over my watercolor paper and stamped her on the other side, and it worked out just fine. Another thing that I like to do once I fussy cut out the image is I take a black marker, usually a Sharpie or Copic, and I just barely run it along the edge of the stamped image. This keeps the white core of the paper from showing, and it adds a little bit of definition to the edge of the stamp. Now I've pulled out several different kinds of ribbon and adhesive backed ribbon and washi tape to kind of see which ones I like the best, and I end up going with that dark purple polka dot fabric tape, but I layer the sparkly lavender washi tape on top of it so that the polka dotted edge is just barely visible and gives it a nice little border and sets it apart from the purple polka dotted paper that is on the card. I really like the look of this purple sparkly rickrack. It's a little bit more magenta than straight purple, and it provides another layer of interest to the card, and I like that it's a little bit of a different kind of a pattern as well. So I'm going to layer that on top of the washi tape, which is layered on top of the fabric tape, and it's going to go right below this little girl's dress, and it's going to provide a nice resting place for the sentiment that I'm going to be adding. I feel very fortunate that I am close friends with the owner of the Cat's Meow shop in San Jose, and she has an online store and an eBay store, and she also does some of the scrapbook expos, and she has provided me with these beautiful stamps to work with. This card will be displayed at her booth at the Santa Clara Scrapbook Expo in a couple of weeks' time. So if you're in the area, please feel free to stop by. We'd love to see you there. If you're looking for information on her store, I will put the link in the comments down below. So please check her out. She's adding things constantly, and she has some of the best customer service that I've ever seen in an online store. So it looks like I've pulled those feathers back out again, and I'm getting ready to adhere them. I have a fine line applicator bottle that I have put crystal lacquer in, and I really love this glue. It dries fairly quickly and it holds everything. In fact, if you'd like to put this glue on top of something and let it sit overnight, it will dry and look like plastic on top. So I've made several embellishments using it, and it goes a long way. It never clogs my bottle. Sometimes it does get a little sticky if I've left the cap off for far too long. I just go run it under some warm water and it clears right up. Now I've pulled out this sentiment sheet from the Jen Hadfield Simple Life paper pad. It's a 6x6 paper pad, so everything's a little smaller than in the 12x12. It works perfectly for card making. And I'm cutting out this little sentiment, which reads, "Why hello there." The word hello is written in pink, so it matches great with all of those little pink feathers that are on the background paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and back it with this purple cardstock to tie it all together and make it pop. And I am inking everything in the purple Versacolor ink. I have several of those that I picked up from a friend who found them at a garage sale or flea market, and they were all fairly new and full of ink, so they've worked out perfectly. I purchased the Distress ink tins that the small Distress inks go in, and I have them all in little packages like that. The little round foam pads also fit perfectly underneath those little tiny Versacolors, so I keep them stored under the pad in the tin. And I don't have the round applicator handy right now, so I've just stuck it to the rectangle one, and it seems to work out just fine. You can see there that the rickrack had come up and the liquid adhesive wasn't holding because I didn't hold it there long enough, so I went ahead and just used some washi tape to stick it down. Now I've got a little purple rhinestone that I'm sticking up on the pirate cap right below the feather, just to give her a little bit more dimension and a little bit of bling. And now it's time to go ahead and adhere the entire card front to the base. This stamp set also comes with additional stamps to embellish envelopes, or you could use them on pages if you'd like. I went ahead and embellished the envelope using an airmail stamp and a postal stamp. And then I added a little bit of washi across the bottom just to give it some interest and a little bit of bling. You can see here the two stamps that I used. And then I also used the shell stamps to put in the center of the postal stamps. And that's going to do it. Please stick around for the close-ups. And if you like what you saw today, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.